Okay, hello students. Assalamu alaikum. Um, Today we'll actually discuss the last chapter of the syllabus. Okay, that is chapter number 23, right? Because the rest of the chapters we have already covered that actually come after chapter 23. So as I promised, I am going to share this video with you as well, so that afterwards we can start past papers as well. So obviously I will make small parts of this lesson as well, so that it will be easier for you to watch each part. All right, so starting with the name of the chapter, that is operations planning. Operations, you understand that the main job of operations department is to use and allocate resources. You know that, okay? So when it comes to planning, obviously you need to decide about which resource will be used for what purpose, or what kind of resource will be used, like more of land will be used, more of labor will be used. Okay, so it means that this is the area which is actually the responsibility of the operations department, and they think over it before they plan to allocate resources, right? And obviously why this is required: to achieve business objectives successfully or within the time frame given. Okay, let's see the definition of operations planning. It is a process to make the right amount and quality of resources available to meet the expected demand and helps achieving corporate main objectives, right? So it's about, now the focus is on right amount and quality of resources, because this is the responsibility of operations department, that they must have the right amount of resources, either it is land, labor, capital, right? And the quality should also be right. Now what does it mean? It means if you are utilizing labor to produce something, so you need to think over it first whether this is suitable or not. Like, let me give you an example. If I say that you want to produce, or let's say manufacture clothes, okay, according to the requirements of the customers, okay, now for that maybe machines may not work, because machines normally produce standardized goods, standardized clothes. So it might not meet the requirement of every single customer who will visit your business or your shop or in the area, right? So for that, maybe labor intensive business might be more suitable, right? Because here the human beings who are actually your employees, and they put in the effort, that is what we call labor, they might be able to design the clothes according to the requirements of the customers. Now, like, think about tailor. So tailor actually makes clothes according to the requirements of the customers. So that is labor intensive. Okay, although they use, I know that they use machines as well, but it is not capital intensive, right? So it means you need to think over it. But if you think that your objective is to produce standardized clothes, okay, and you have standard designs like small, medium, large sizes for different people, right? Then you might be using capital intensive production, because now this sort of production is more suitable for capital intensive production. Okay, so this is how you decide about that which resource will be used for what purpose, because here quality of resource means ability of a resource. Okay, whether the resource actually fits into that production where you can be successful in meeting your objectives or not. I just gave you the example of a tailor. Here the quality of resource that will be more suitable, that is labor. But whereas you are actually producing very large quantity of similar type of clothes having similar designs or sizes, then maybe capital intensive production, where more of machines are used, it is more suitable. So quality means ability of a resource to produce something. So you need to see that which resource is able to be used in what type of production, right? So this is the job done by operations department, and this comes under operations planning. And why do you do it? Because you need to meet the expected demand of the people. As I told you earlier, that whether people they want to meet their individual requirements, or they can select any product which is available in general, right? So then you can think about it, what type of resources to be used and how. they should be used. Okay, because this is the way you will be able to achieve your objectives, and that objective could be customer loyalty, that could be higher sales revenue, that could be higher profitability, higher market share. So you know about the objectives as well. Okay, all right. So this is the job of operations planning. All right. Now, the importance of coordination with other departments. This is extremely important because I told you earlier that no department can work in isolation successfully. Every single department has to work with all other departments which are there in the organization. Okay. And the most common and important departments which are found normally in every medium or large business, that is finance department, HR department, marketing department, and operations department as well. There are other departments as well, but these are the departments which are always found in businesses, right? So if operations department is there and their job is to produce goods or to provide services, because I told you earlier that operations is not only related with manufacturing of items, it is related with provision of services as well, right? So they need to coordinate with other departments as well. Now let's talk about it, why they want to coordinate with other departments as well to meet their targets. Okay, let's discuss the departments one by one. The first is finance department. Now let's say they want to buy a new machinery because the old machinery is not working well, for example, right? Or it has broken down and a lot of cost is involved in repairing it. So the idea is that to buy a new one, so that there will be lower repair cost, because you know that there will be less wear and tear if the machine is new, right? So for that, you need to take the finance department into confidence, because who is going to release the funds to buy that machinery? Obviously, finance department. So it means you need to tell them beforehand that yes, we are having a problem or we are planning to buy a new machinery. So yes, it will be bought by operations department because it is their area of expertise. They know which machinery is more suitable to produce items or to produce quality products. So, but they need to inform finance department way before it happens. Why? Because so that finance department will arrange cash or finance before that time, right? Okay. Otherwise, if operations department actually tells the finance department now, okay, the finance department may tell them, okay, right now we do not have that amount of finance because you have not told us previously, so you have to wait for maybe a couple of weeks, for example. So obviously, you know that it is not possible. It is going to affect the production badly, because now your old machine is not going to work. You might not be able to meet the demand of the customers. In this case, it might be retail shops because you supply it to retail shops. So the retail shops, they might like to buy from other businesses because you are not actually meeting their expectation and you are not meeting the deadline in that case. Okay, because you do not have funds and you did not coordinate with the finance department earlier, right? That is why it's very, very crucial to coordinate with finance department, right? Then operations department needs to coordinate with human resource department as well. Why? Because obviously machines are not the only resource which is used in operations department. Labor is also a very important resource which is used in operations department. And who is going to hire labor? Who is going to train labor? Okay, who is going to select the labor? The people, that is what we call the human resource. Okay, obviously that is the job of HR department. So they actually conduct the whole recruitment process. We discussed that. The recruitment process includes all those activities which actually start from knowing about that there is a vacancy there and there is no employee who can actually fill that post. And obviously, you analyze the job and then you advertise it in the newspaper as well. You know about it because we discussed that in the human resource management chapter, right? And then when you advertise, people actually send their CVs along with the application, and then you shortlist certain candidates and you start taking interviews of it, right? But obviously, that bank of candidates obviously will be in the hands of human resource department, and they actually pick people from the market, right? That is their job. So it means if operations department requires more workers because they have to produce more, okay, for that they need to tell human resource department that okay, in the future or in the coming months we require more number of workers, okay, or we require trained workers, because right now the workers we have, they are not that much trained, okay, so we require, and so instead of giving training to them, we want such workers who are already trained, okay. It will save the cost of training as well for the business, right? So you have to, but as an operational manager, you need to tell human resource department again way before you actually want the workers, okay. So that will be, you know that there is a term used, workforce planning, okay, we discussed that. So workforce planning is actually done by human resource department, where they plan how many workers will be required in the future, okay, in terms of quantity and in terms of quality as well. I told you quality means ability of a worker, capability of a worker, right? So they obviously, when operations department will convey that to human resource department, human resource department will include that in their workforce planning, that yes, we need to hire certain number of workers having a certain amount of experience, ability, or training, right? So they do it, okay, and then the required amount of workers with the required amount of skill, they are available to the operations department when they actually need it. Otherwise, if they do not coordinate with human resource department and they tell them maybe all of a sudden that we require workers within a week, let's say, so human resource department may say that we cannot actually provide you that number of people very quickly, because obviously recruitment is a long procedure, okay. You need to pick, you need to advertise, and then you need to go through that process of interviewing candidates, okay, right? So and there are some tests involved as well to test the temperament of employees as well. So it actually consumes a lot of time. So if coordination is not there, obviously the operation department will not be getting the workers at the right time, and again it will affect the quality of the products they are producing and the quantity as well, again resulting in bad image of the business, and obviously it will not lead to customer loyalty. And I told you earlier that how important it is to build long term customer relationship with with people, right? Because they are the source of attracting new customers as well, and they help a business maintain their sales as well, okay. Then next is marketing department. Again, operations department um, needs to coordinate with marketing department as well. Why? Because who is going to make that sales forecast? Like, who is going to tell them what quantity to produce? Either the demand is going up or down, or in the future whether there'll be more customers who will be buying our product, or there will be fewer customers. Obviously that is the job of marketing department, because they conduct market research, they see what is happening in the market, right? So they convey the same to the operations department during coordination meetings, right? So coordination meeting is not a one time meeting, they have to meet on regular basis, so that marketing department will keep on informing the operations department that what quantity and what quality of products are required, because marketing department is in touch with the customers, okay, or the potential customers, so they know their current demand or what they want in the product in the future as well, so they can convey that to the operations department, and they can make changes accordingly in their product, or they can start developing new products as well. So now you can imagine that if there is no coordination between them, so obviously whatever they'll produce, like operations department, whatever they produce, it might not be liked by the people. Why? Because maybe their taste has changed, their income level has gone down or gone up, so they may require a different type of item. Like if their income has gone up, they might require a higher quality item because now they can afford it, or if the income has gone down, they might like to buy an inferior item, a low quality item, because now they cannot afford it. So this needs to be told by the marketing department to the operations department, and it can only happen when there is frequent coordination meetings going on between these two departments. Otherwise, doesn't matter whatever the product is, it is not going to be sold well in the market at all, because it is not meeting the current demands of the people, right? So I hope that you will be clear about it. And this is a very important topic, that is importance of coordination with other departments. Okay, and this is a past paper question as well, right? Okay, so I'll stop here and I'll continue that in the next video. Thank you very much.